Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Coffee with Carl. I am your host, Carl Zoellner. I'm one of the attorneys with Anderson Business Advisors. And today I want to touch on a couple of the differences between 401ks and IRAs, okay? So, first of all, I want to be clear about this. I'm not telling you if you have an IRA to all of a sudden never use IRAs, that they're bad or that they're somehow not useful. Me personally, I actually have an IRA that I do my stock trading through, so don't look at it in that regard. However, we tend to get sort of one side of the story when it involved with IRAs or 401ks. And a lot of times when we're talking to professionals, the reason is because a lot of them out there don't know a lot about 401ks or the use of them or the ability to do things in a 401k that you may not be able to do in an IRA. This section is going to be based a lot around real estate and different types of investments, but there's a few things we should touch on that are some key differences between the two. In an IRA, except for pretty much everything except for a SEP, in an IRA, you can only contribute about $6,000 a year, unless you do a catch-up or you're older and you can do a little bit more. In a 401k, you can actually contribute up to $56,000 a year. For those of you out there looking to supercharge your retirement account, 401k is a good way to do that. Another one of the key differences between 401k and IRA is IRAs are subject to what's called UDFI, unrelated debt financed income, meaning if you invest in a project that is funded at least partially by debt, the percentage that's funded by debt is actually taxable to your IRA account. So that's something to consider as well. I know we have a lot of folks out there that are investing in syndicated deals. Syndicated deals tend to use debt, and so technically the portion of that deal that's funded with debt is taxable to your IRA account. Now, with a 401k, 401k is not subject to UDFI, so great benefit there, especially if you're going to invest in syndication type deals or try to use deals that have financing. Speaking of financing, any financing done in either a 401k or an IRA should be non-recourse debt, meaning they're not looking to you for a personal guarantee, because in either account, if you personally guarantee a loan, you're going to be you would be creating a prohibited transaction, which comes with taxes and penalties and all sorts of stuff we want to avoid in our retirement account. Speaking of prohibited transactions, another reason I tend to like 401ks for investing purposes more are 401ks have a smaller risk of loss, meaning if I create a prohibited transaction in my IRA, I will end up disqualifying my entire account, and all of it becomes taxable with penalties at that point in time. Within 401k, if I create a prohibited transaction, it's only that investment that becomes taxable with penalties at that time. So meaning if I say have a $100,000 account, made a $30,000 investment, and it was a prohibited transaction, on the IRA side, the entire IRA, the entire $100,000 becomes taxables with penalties. On the 401k side, it's only that $30,000 until that investment is resolved. So once again, biggest pieces of that puzzle for me are going to be when I'm looking at investing with a retirement account is that, number one, I have some additional flexibility and that I'm not worried about UDFI issues. Number two is going to be the risk of loss is lower. And number three is going to be I can really maximize my contributions through a 401k where I wouldn't be able to get that same type of influx of cash through just an average IRA or a self-directed IRA account. By the way, the list of prohibited transactions we may not even be thinking of is very high, so you want to make sure you want to work with a professional team that understands the prohibited transactions and how to keep you square of those rules. One of the most common ones I see is people setting up LLCs to be owned by their retirement accounts in order to hold assets, whether it be real estate, stock, something like this. And the problem is, or what they actually end up doing is individually pay for the LLC. And unbeknownst to them, that's creating a benefit to the retirement account, which is a prohibited transaction. So just as a little added bonus suggestion. If you're going to create an LLC owned by a retirement account, the retirement account should be paying for that LLC, so they're not creating a prohibited transaction. That's it for my 401k versus IRA. Like I said, we go farther in depth at our asset protection class. I would, as always, continue to encourage you to please take advantage of all of our free content. Anybody who may not be a client who's watching this, please get a hold of Anderson. We're happy to have a free consultation with you and answer any additional questions. So until next time, it's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you on the next Coffee with Carl if I don't talk to you before then. Thank you.